Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. We're on episode 430. Today is a daily color. I am going to finish up our Tiny Tales random object page. I'm going to be using the set of pencils. You see the case right here because we're going to go and take a peek under the hood at them. It will be the Moped, and I am going to attempt a glossy purple moped. Let's see how that goes. I do have somewhere here nearby, here we go, my Languo silver, gold, and white, the highlights set number 561. So I will be using those. And I do have some random pencils pulled. Here they are. I do want to show you, this is the set. Here's a really short dark brown, and here is the average length of the rest of the pencils. So this is the set I bought from eBay used for $16 free shipping, I think. So it was like a really good deal for a 180. This is the smaller core color barrel. I also own the black barrel thick core. I got the thick core first and then decided I wanted to try the thin core, especially since I saw them on sale, and I thought it would be a fun comparison for the channel, and I don't regret it. So most of these, so this tin, this is the black tin, the elephant tin. And when they arrived, it was in a big box, and all of the pencils were completely out all over in the box because they did not tape the tin closed. This person was not a pencil seller, did not know anything. They didn't even disclose to me that 2 of the colors were missing from the 180. They just ran out to probably Walmart and bought a 12 pack of Crayolas and stuck a black and then like a burgundy in it. The only color for sure they knew was black was missing, but I don't think they knew what the other color was. So based on the tin being exploded, as well as the, you don't sell a complete set of 180 and then just throw in random colors from different brands. They even bought like a cheap coloring book that probably cost $5. Those 2 things were supposed to make up for the missing colors. So this is an incomplete set. You can see that all of them are pretty long, and I've had only, of all of them, the only breakage that I've had, this teal is shorter, so it may have a broken pigment inside, but I do have reddish brown and dark brown seem to be the 2 that are damaged, and then brown. So perhaps in the brown section of the tin, they received more damage than the other colors. But now, after I've had them for a couple of years, and remember, I use my pencils, I rotate through. So these pencils have been used no less than 9 times. Random sizes, like today I'm not going to use more than, say, a dozen. And there's many that have never been used. And I believe when they came to me, they were virtually unused. Like here's a broken tip that I have not used it, and that probably was broken from the treatment that they had in shipping. This one is broken. So, there's still, as I touch more of these, I might encounter more broken cores, but overall, I'm still happy with the purchase. I love the pencils. They handle great. I thought for sure that I would want the thicker core for anything and everything. And it's like more value for your money. You do pay more for the deer red tin black core ones because, of course, it's more pigment. So I think you pay maybe $6 to $10 more for that 180 set. And so on that note, we are going to regroup. I will put the moped here. I have a picture of a red moped with I typed, glossy painted moped, and I was looking for a side profile one. There's even a blue one here. So I've got some ideas for glossy, for the shiny surface to replicate that. I've got my metallics here because the pot is going to have silver. I will keep it silver to match the other images, and then I have my white, and here they are. I will zoom now close and turn on the brightness corrected. And then the last thing is that. All right, so we are just going to get started. I'm going to start with the Moped and see if I can replicate. Now, I do have my spine. I am, as you can see, using the Small Victories as my padding. I'm inventing some chrome-ish looking lines. I guess when I say chrome, I mean shine. I do have 3 total colors. That color is the deep purple, and then we have light wisteria and light purple. And the barrels are relatively accurate. Here's what the tips look like. They could pretty much match the barrels. And I can even zoom in just a little bit more for you guys. And I will be I think I may decide where to put some chrome on the moped as well. And I'm moving to the middle purple. I also have my hard surface cutting. It has a rough side. I noticed it's on the rough side. So I've put it on the smooth side. It may have been on the rough side the whole time and I didn't really notice. I am no expert at all on glossy painted surfaces, so I'm kind of making this up as I go. And worst case, if I can't do a good job, I can always go in with some of that white as needed. So there I am with my pretend chrome shine. I keep calling it chrome. See, this is why I am not an expert in anything vehicle-wise. I am really using heavy pressure here to get the surface as smooth and slick looking as possible. This is the darkest color. I am assuming that that's a handlebar and that is maybe a painted surface with chrome, and it's a headlight. All right, now what I did not grab was a black and a gray, and maybe just dark grays is all I need. Remember, this set did not come with a black, so if I were to want a black specifically, I have the Crayola. Here's the Crayola black. It is it's in the case, so I could use this, but it's going to be very dry and scratchy compared to what I am used to and what I would expect. I have all these weirdly named grays, slate gray, lead gray, greenish gray, deep greenish gray no less. So here's some interesting grays, and I am going to start with the deep greenish gray. I want the seat to be something interesting. Maybe the handlebars are black and silver. This is the lighter. I'm using slate gray now. I contemplated sitting in the recliner. My back has been a little bit bad. I have been playing disc golf before the weather turns. Hub is now back to playing after a big long break. And so I think I've played 4 times in the last week or last 7 days, in addition to my normal workout schedule, which right now is swimming and bike riding. My mom did her very first bike ride to work out. We work out together. We'd been doing the golf cart ride. So we've got some chrominess, very casual. So I'm going to grab a lighter gray. I've got a light gray. I don't really know what all of this that's going on in here is. I will be adding some silver. As well. Just kind of making it up as we go along. I'm going to sharpen this light gray. All of my supplies have moved. This is a coloring week in the community, so I had a class yesterday. I'm just playing with the different colors and textures, not leaving everything stark white, making some things light purple to imply rounded surfaces. This is a really rough paper, but I would have to say that the Kalours are doing a really nice job on this rough paper. All right, there is the moped. I am toning down. Like, this is leather, so it's probably not going to be as shiny. Okay, so that is that. And before I finish the bike, I am going to go ahead. I think I could brighten things here. The color or the lighting has shifted. There we go. I'll even get closer for you guys. So you can see, I do want silver. This band is going to match the other vases or pots. I hear Hub coming, so I might be pausing a moment till he gets settled. All right, he is making some food, and I'm just adding some more silver here. There you have it, one purple glossy moped. I'm going to grab the white, and now let's see if I can further enhance the gloss. These are a very fine point nib. They're 0.5, but you can really get some nice fine details and little very dainty dots. Oh, and I need the silver for the kickstand. Well, there you have it. That is hopefully a glossy looking purple moped. Let me know what you guys think. I've got dirt color now, and I've got a couple of pot colors and flowers. So for the pot, I have 160. I'm somewhat going to replicate the Prang burgundy pot here. I am not sure how well this will match it. I do have the brown here to mix in. So I'm playing with both of these colors, a burgundy and burnt umber. The burnt umber will also be part of the ground. because there's these lines on the back of the pot, that is the dark side of the pot. This will be dark underneath just by the angles. I'm going to now add some brown. This is going to be more vibrant, of course, than the praying. It has a lot more pigment. Okay, I think that will be good enough. I have scarlet. It actually has a cracked tip, so I am going to sharpen it. So the rear lights, like if there's a brake light, they're red. So I'm going to go ahead and add a teeny bit of red here. For scarlet, this looks awfully pink to me. I have rosy pink. I will sharpen that too. Everything is very small in this book. So far, all of my sharpening today has been a success. I was thinking to replicate this flower up here under on the easel image. I'm not really trying to match everything perfectly at all between these images. They're kind of each are their own thing, so I'm coloring them as individuals. I have a light blue and a yellow. The yellow for the centers. And I can go ahead and do that for the headlight. I have light blue for these light blue flowers. And the dirt for the ground is just grabbed dark brown. And the burnt umber. I already have grays, these little pebbles. I can add some gray. I was attempting to match the colors of the skull dirt here. In fact, I will leave that showing. I'm just going to mimic that. I did no pre-coloring or prep at all. The only thing I did is I looked up an image here of some mopeds. I have a whole giant 27-inch curved screen full of mopeds to simulate shiny painted colors. So you can see the rough surface. So to fill in the tooth does require many light layers or heavy pressure. And I'm not really too concerned. I was very much wanting to make the Moped surface shiny. I'm seeing here, right here, is some pink. So I did notice, I did a test a while back on the white, and yes, the white Languo will bleed color through. So these are even though they're not a watercolor pencil, they are water soluble somewhat. I have not done our test sheet that I like to do. I have that as a free download that you can run. So every new set of pencils that you get, you should run through a series of tests to understand things like the water solubility. All right, so we are only 25 minutes in, and I'm going to go ahead and have it be very short. Now, the last one that we did, which was the easel and the crown, that took like an hour. It was very long. So I'm okay with the Moped being nice and short. I do not want to rub my hand across it. So the last little comment about these pencils is they're a bit on the crumbly side. Sorry, I bumped this when I was getting a brush. So there you have it. Do all of the YouTube things, like, share, comment, consider subscribing. I'm going to do one more little bit of work here. I will sharpen the deep purple. Yeah, the deep purple. I think that I would like to better replicate this flower, which has purple at the petal base. So I have lots of time, right, to do some extra little bits and pieces. So yes, thank you so much for joining me today and any day that I color. I hope you enjoy. I have been doing Pinterest catching up finally, a little bit every day. I don't know the rules of Pinterest. I actually posted a picture where I had two versions of the picture. I picked the better shot, but the better shot, the leaves on one side was a quadrant for up image, and somebody let me know that it wasn't colored all the way, that I need to very carefully check my images before posting them. And so yeah, that's my rookiness, so I will learn. Everything takes time, and I appreciated them. They didn't send it, call me out in public. They actually posted it as a private message, and I actually did not know how to. She says, I sent you an IM. And I'm like, I don't know how the messaging works, but I did get it figured out. There are some steps in Instagram to get things to post, and hopefully I put it in the right place, because I had two choices. So you can see that these pencils do fill in the tooth. I'm just using a little heavier pressure each time I make a pass. They are very vivid, vibrant, soft. I think that aside from their properties, the light fast properties don't really exist. So, my mom owns these. She has a 120 set that came in a case, and I warned her that if she wants to do animal portraits, we just finished a week of doing portraits, 3 of them, and if she wants to redo them, she can use my professional pencils, and then consider getting a very small set of just nature and animal colors to have on her own, so she can do coloring whenever and not always have to borrow mine. But it did make me move all of my professional pencils out of the open tote that worked really great for many years. Now that I'm sharing, I have them all underneath my desk. I have 3 extra. I moved things around, so I have like a 250 and 2 120s, and I have 5 sets of pencils under there. And then my open tote is sitting there with my travel purse next to them, and it is now empty. So that was kind of fun and liberating, and you know, I wondered if I would lose pencils by having them in an open tote rubber banded together. It's not as obvious if you're missing anything. And I found them all. I have no missing pencils. So that's a little bit on the dark side, I would say, but that one's pretty dark up there. That's dark. So I think now I am done, and I will see you guys back. I've got next the turtle, the sea turtle from Fragile World. I have now finished. I wanted to get this finished in going back and reviewing what it's like to ping pong through daily colors back and forth in different books. I think for now I'm going to stick with the same start to finish, you know, doing the 45 minutes each day. And I do need to leave it at about 45 minutes because Hub took a nap while I was doing all the prep. And he's up, so now I have to finish and be off to doing other things. So it's not easy for me to be able to color for hours and hours. And it's not good for my back. So anyhow, that is the plan. Fragile World is next. And then I do want to do a work on cleaning up my room enough to be able to give you guys like a tour of my space with all of my different crafty niches. Every space is designated for a certain thing that I do and have on hand for in the occasion that I do want to do it. So again, thank you so much for joining. I hope to see you all at the next one. Everybody, take care.